we're actually starting now. With no more numbers. It's actually called political map mode. Okay, I guess makes sense. Remember that there was like for a while there was time when Paradox was trying really hard to make the terrain map mode the main thing, because they like to have the terrain showed. Oh man. We have what? Oh, Morocco is the defender of faith, and that's why it's fighting on Congo's side. We don't have Mexico this week as well, so that's gonna make the British Empire a bit weaker. So how is the Caribbean colonial nation doing? Not bad, honestly, not bad. At least when it comes to income. Force limit is not as great, but income is respectable. So it looks like Westphalia is totally out of the picture, which might make things interesting because it was the... I think it was very important that Westphalia actually last session joined and helped against the Iberian Alliance. Actually, let me check one more thing. Am I... Oh, yeah, that's right. Now that's fixed. I have to make sure I'm recording the video game feed without the stream stuff correctly. Persia is getting attacked by Punjab, which is what everyone expected to happen instantly. And I'm thinking they're gonna get invaded by Ayyubids and maybe even Ottomans as well. Ayyubids were promised to get Iraq a long, like first session actually. And they didn't get it to today, and they actually have free governing capacity, so they could have received it. And now would be a great opportunity. Unless Punjab actually decides to cut them off, which is also a possibility. What is Australia actually trying to gain in South America? What? Oh, it's in German probably because it's saved. So maybe it's Conquest of Nazca? I guess. Yeah, it has to be. There's not that much Congo's land in the area. Brazil is getting occupied by Vermont. Ooh, why does it just say Brazil and Venezuela over here? That's kind of weird. Is it like special thing for colonial nations that are freed? Huh. Great Britain is also heading south into the South America. It's gonna be interesting when the British Empire and the Malayan Empire actually start running out of space to freely expand, which might actually be quite a while, to be honest. There's still a lot of North America almost completely empty. South is getting a bit more filled, there's not that much left, because the provinces are huge in this area, so that's not that much. And of course, all of it is pretty bad when it comes to dev. Oh, we have actually Portugal, and it might be their only province. Yeah, we have more and more. Basically, we have Alaska and Australia as allies of Malaya. And I think Malayan Navy should be much more powerful than the British one. At least when it comes to ideas. The Malayans have naval, and Britain is going for maritime, but they do not have quality, and neither do Malaya. Malaya is going only one military idea group. Might be not that bad of an idea with the current gallery focused meta. And yeah, Great Britain really don't have that many galleys. I wouldn't be surprised if Ottomans have. They don't have more, but they have pretty close. Morocco has pretty close to Great Britain. Sweden. And here we go. France and Morocco are going to be fighting Italy and Ottomans. And yeah, the Ottomans are going in with their entire army, which does mean that they are completely open to being invaded from any other side. Be good opportunity for some people, but it's not being used. Morocco is not making any moves. It would really suck if France just got left hanging, because France actually was starting to recover from a long time being behind everyone. Their income is still pretty bad because they don't have really good control on any decent trade node. But when it comes to stuff like force limit, they are doing pretty okay. Yeah, they have more than Italy. And actually just... okay, Morocco is moving some troops. Let me check how is the quality looking, because last time Morocco was really trashing Ottomans and Italians as well with their morale. And now Ottomans actually have higher morale, unfortunately. And maybe he doesn't have his... Yeah, he doesn't have all of his... Oh, he doesn't have more policies. Never mind. And yeah, Ottomans actually finished religious, so they got a really nice boost to morale. They are fighting at -1, and the Ottoman general is pretty bad. For the time being, the French one is not too good either, but yeah, Moroccan leader is coming, and he's a 6-5, which would be huge. Do they really not have a better leader? At 2-4 for Italy, that's not that much. Yeah, once the Moroccan leader, it's gonna get rough on those rolls, but we'll see. It's the numbers game as well. There's so many Turks and Italians in the area. Okay, free advantage in shock and free in fire with a -1 to terrain for Ottomans. You can just keep rolling 9s, but or your enemies might keep rolling 1s. Honestly, for the time being, it hasn't been too bad. Now it's a decent roll for 9 again for Ottomans. They're just not rolling 1s. 8 again. Damn. Okay, 4 is the lowest so far, and 0 for Americans. Yeah, you can get the best leader in the world, but you can just roll badly and then it's not gonna matter that much. Okay, it's the first one versus only 2 for Morocco, and yeah, you want to have the big advantage in rolls because you get much more kills this way. Yeah, there's 300k, 300,000 more troops for Ottoman Halbblocks coming. And Morocco has 60k, France is out. Yeah. They're gonna kill a lot of Turks. Especially like this, that's a good one. That's a good roll. But yeah, especially with the... They have 10 more morale, 10 more discipline, the Ottomans. That's a lot. And French morale is not that great. Who's the infantry combat ability? Everyone just has +10, so that's not that much of a difference. Yeah, let's look at raw numbers. Yeah, just on paper. Ottomans alone almost have as many troops as France and Morocco. Granted, it's after a battle, but still. Morocco could challenge Italy alone, but France it's not in the same ballpark yet. And let's not forget, Ottomans actually have full professionalism. So they basically currently have infinite manpower. Like easily over 1 million. Meanwhile, France and Morocco are doing okay for now, but 2-3 more of those battles and... oh wait. They lost their Janissaries reform. It's part of the mod, so I'm not exactly sure how that thing works. They still have a few good forts in France before they start getting cut off. The capital for France is still in Bordeaux, which is pretty smart. And yeah, France uncons. I'm surprised the Eastern Hagbox is just chilling. I mean, they will get Westphalia because it's AI. Are they going to continue to attack France and just ignore Ottomans on their border? I mean, could happen. Oh, and Ayyubids are making a strike into Iraq, and they are occupying the Iraqi provinces before Punjab gets there, so that's pretty nice for them. Punjab focuses on the northern part of Persia. I'm surprised how they managed to get all of those occupations without having any troops in the country. Maybe it was the Tunis AI? Or maybe they withdrew after seeing all of those troops. That's the thing, when you are fighting against player-led nations that were led by a player, even in the past, they will have more troops than usual AI nations would at this point. Though I don't think Persia would have. Well, still 100k. So Ayyubids actually should probably commit their entire army. I guess they were just hanging south in Hormuz area. And yeah, wow, both Ayyubids and Persia actually have 120 discipline. The morale kind of sucks compared to the top nations in this department, but still. And 2 forts lost to Italy. Not the mountain yet, but still hurts the... Basically now Italy could try and rush the mountain fort with an assault during the next war. And oh, they actually released Switzerland as well. So I suppose that gives a bit more security to the gold mine on Tyrol. But I'm not sure if it changes much really. Probably not. We could see France attacking Westphalia pretty soon. And La Faringia is still a thing. Yeah, but they have truces with everyone for the time being. Somehow it's still more than 100% dev. I guess if most of your provinces are over 20, that's what happens. And there's still the province in Normandy with a center of trade that England for some reason ignored. I suppose Morocco will also gain a fair bit of power after conquering two Sicilies, forming Spain. I'm not sure if... I think he would prefer to switch into Spanish ideas, right? With the back row power and so on. Arty. Does he need any of the islands, or is he just fine with... Oh! Wait. So he actually needs to remove Ayyubids from Ibiza because it's blocking him from forming Spain. This is huge. And it might be difficult to get some way to force Ayyubids to yield. That stuff, I thought that Morocco would be able to form Spain for sure, but now it's actually gonna be difficult. Maybe there's no more wars going on. Maybe even Punjab and Ayyubids have some kind of deal on Persia. Because it was quite obvious that Ayyubids would invade and try to take Iraq, but Punjab still went to the north and just occupied everything, like he was blocking access to Gokturks, who also could potentially invade Persia. Seems like that's exactly what they're preparing for. Which, fair, maybe Gokturks are a bigger danger to Persia than to Punjab than Ayyubids. Of course, their economy is quite bad, but they are a horde still. I mean, 164 Smith versus 400. But if they invade with Taiping, then it's gonna be a different matter entirely. And I think both Vijay and Bengal are not protected because we are in 1600s. Just some painful sieges. And maybe this is... Oh, because it's both Ayyubids and Punjab sitting on the on the same modern for... Yeah, if it's gonna go to Ayyubids one way or the other. I'm not sure what's the point of sitting there, but... Oh, maybe Punjab is using his troops to cause attrition of the Ayyubids. Oh yeah. His manpower is starting to suffer. Meanwhile, the Indians are barely scraping the top. Yeah, but still, it's pretty dumb. Probably one of them misclicked too many troops in this area. Like right now, Ayyubids could remove most of their army from there. They would still control the siege and Punjab would be helping them. Or they could try and assault, I think. And Punjabs would actually be helping them. There's some more wars versus AIs in North America. Wait, both? Oh, both of the Malayan colonial nations are being played. That's interesting. And Italy is invading two Sicilies. You know, there's still 3 years of truce before Morocco or France can invade, but I mean, I'd be very surprised if Italy would try and take something from actual Iberia. They could maybe try to go for Balearis. Balearis? Well, those islands, but I think, yeah, there's a lot of dev in Sicily proper. Let's see how much they could take actually. Apparently they have Malta for someone. Yeah, they actually cannot take that much. Just Sardinia and Corsica. and the rest of Sicily. Fair amount of death, to be fair. Everything is up to 10 at least. And the Cocturs are going after Persia as well. They're just sending sieging stacks everywhere, so once Punjab pieces out, they get to occupy everything. And let's see, is Punjab actively trying to help them? No, he could lower the maintenance on forts in Persia, which would allow Gokturks to insta-occupy them later. But I guess they're not that friendly. Malaya is also at war with the AIs in North America. Vinland as well, Vinland being the colonial nation of Vermont. Yeah, that is actually Vermont that's doing the fighting. Okay. Not that much happening currently. Italy is not even trying to send troops to the Iberian Islands. And not to Malta as well. Maybe they don't have enough transports? Oh, they really don't have many transports. Yeah, they have one currently, so that's actually making it a bit difficult to invade, because two Sicilies have placed 32k stack and another 1k stack of cavalry. They should be able to just walk through France. Oh, they cannot. I thought I've seen two Sicilies walk with their armies towards there, but maybe France just cancelled the access as soon as they could. Oh, Italy! Are they losing their only transports? Where's the Italian Navy? Well, here goes the Italia. Wait, what? Whoa, what? Prussian conquest of Calais. So it's Great Britain, the British Empire obviously, and Italy, and Vermont, versus Prussia and Sweden. And it does appear to be a real war in that they are not just insta-piecing out. But unless Italy helps, I don't think there's much the British can do on land versus Prussia. Oh wait. Oh wow, well that's also a thing. Oh yeah, because Sweden had the island that's connected to Scotland. They're just getting to move their huge army without any issues. And where's the British army? In Africa. Yeah. Yeah, that's not looking good. They're building more of what? I guess they were started them before the war? Because there's really no point in using light ships right now. And that's probably 100%. But I don't think there's much Britain can do. This fort is taking a long time for a 5 bones from artillery and 4 siege general. Damn. 4 siege general. I think it was the best siege general in the game currently. I'm surprised there even are forts in Britain proper. And a few modern ones, level 4 in the south. That's not... there's no soldiers to protect it. And it takes a long time for the entire British Empire to gather their troops in one place to actually be able to do something. This might be a huge blow to the potential of not only Great Britain but all of their colonies as well. If they lose what's uniting them all, they might just get picked out later by the Malayans. And yeah, that's the peace. And they lost all the straits, including Kent. Not that it actually matters much because yeah. And all of it is going to Sweden apparently. As if Sweden needed even more land. Surprised well, they don't have that much, to be fair. Yeah, they could actually eat a lot more. It's Ruthenia and Russia that are most death-starved. Russia especially. Where are we paused? What? Apparently the Caribbeans are no longer loyal to Great Britain. Oh, he switched to... Of course he switched to Andrex. Yeah, makes sense. Ipids are finally finishing the Persian army that started occupying Syria. And oh my god, it's not as bad as it could have been, to be honest. Only cut off a few provinces. But yeah, they could just go all in on the cutting off Gokturks, but it's not too bad. So I'm really wondering what's... oh yeah, and here come the Ottomans. What's going to be happening now? Obviously in Europe we basically have the Eastern Alliance versus Ottoman Hagbox, who are just both attacking the weaker targets in Europe, just ignoring each other completely. In India we have most players missing, so the Chinese could just go into Bengal, I suppose. Gansu is being taken by Gokturks, which is a bit surprising because I think Gansu is part of the lands that Taiping needs to form the Celestial Kingdom. But maybe Shivir just doesn't think he needs to be forming an even stronger tag. Yeah, Punjab kind of lost almost all his player neighbors over the week. It's kind of bordering Ayyubids over the Hormuz Strait and is bordering Gokturks in the steppes, but that's the part of land that really doesn't matter much. There's not much dev there. Is his capital still in... yeah. The Punjabi capital is still in Tibet, but Bengal moved his capital. Oh wait, the south. Yeah, I was thinking that this place makes a lot more sense. Well, it's gonna be a lot of nothing for the time being. Just a lot of AI sieging. Italy is still at war with two Sicilies. They might have difficulty to get enough war score as is, to be honest. Like, sure, they will get Malta, but if AI keeps their stack on the islands, which it appears that's what they want to do, then it might be difficult to invade unless they build a lot of transports. And they will almost have 15. Yeah, they're gonna have 12. They might capture some from two Sicilies if they get lucky. Probably not. Oh, they actually got four transports for absolutely free. But that's still not enough. And invading the mainland is gonna be even more difficult. I'm surprised France is not going for Westphalia because they don't have truce with them and they're not really a threat as an AI. They could just gain a bunch more dev. And they still have space for a bit more. Maybe they just want to limit themselves to Lotharingia. But that's 5 years away, so... Actually, what is the place they're still coring? Huh. I wonder where they're coring it still. And most of Iraq finally goes to Ayyubids. Most of it. Some nice provinces over here. But there's only so much war score you can get. And it is nice. I think that was Ayyubids. Yeah, that was Ayyubids even before. Still, a fair amount. Ottomans might take huge. They probably have... where could you check? Oh, Absinthe is not in yet. Oh, I guess not. Should be pretty soon, I think. Hopefully we'll get a big player war eventually. I mean, there has to be one, right? Yeah, Rosary and Ethiopia are being played, so all of Africa is actually being played. I guess it's the Chinese, the Ottoman Hawkbox, and the Eastern Alliance that might start something interesting, but for the time being, it's just not much. Malaya is a huge powerhouse now that the Caribbeans also joined their side. And Vermont is still allied to Great Britain, but I don't think that means much. Pretty much Malaya won the colonial war before firing a single shot at this point. Because Vermont is allied to both of them. And I don't think there's any other players on British colonial nations. Yeah, that was only Caribbeans, and that's independent now. French separatists trying their best, but it's gonna take a while for them to even finish this siege. There's raised maintenance in France. Oh, just a bit, I suppose? Huh? There's no rebels coming. Not sure what's that about. These people are going to be sieging Persia over and over. At least that means that they're not gonna be... there's not gonna be one person just eating all of them. And it's gonna make the whole process faster, but still. Currently all of the Middle East and a bit more than Middle East is just focusing on Persia. Okay, I feel bad for Russia, they really have nowhere to expand. At least Rafinha will be able to grab some land from Westphalia eventually. In 4 more years, and Prussia will be able to expand into GB. Sweden still has. Yeah, why are you always so interested in the income, Jakub? Ottomans have 500, Morocco 300, Spain almost 300, Sweden 300, Africans not that much, Punjab close to 400. Malaya 400. Yeah, it looks like it's still the Ottomans. By a fair bit. About 50 or how much did Taiping have? No, Taiping didn't have that much. 80 more than Malaya. And I thought Punjab had more, but maybe I'm misremembering. Ottomans strong. And now Morocco is invading to Sicily. There's Malaya in here? Oh my god, everyone just declared on two Sicilies. And the Malaya just no-CB'd them. With their 9k. I wonder if that's what... No, France and Morocco started normal conquest wars. It's just Malaya who did an OCB. But they won't get even a single siege. That's not gonna be really worth it for them. I think they went for it. I'm not even sure why they did it. I suppose they want to get an island somewhere in the Mediterranean, but do they have more troops somewhere? Just 10k here and 10 ships. They're trying to make a landing, but nope. Well, that's a bit of a waste. I expect the vast majority of the land is gonna go to Morocco, but we'll see. I mean, that's... yeah, everything here is well devved. Though most of Europe at this point. Oh, France actually is one of the nations that's behind on deving overall. Which, no surprising considering they've been through some tough times. But they are recovering and they are actually I think they gained more land last session than they lost right now to Italy, so it's not too bad. And now Malaya is preparing to get some sieges after Morocco pieces out. I mean, with just 10k, they might even have trouble fighting the troops that two Sicilies might raise on their own, so... I guess we'll see once the sieges are over and Morocco pieces out what's going to happen. Both sides in Persia are stuck with not as much war score as they would want to have. Oh, Gokturks actually went for a CP that only gives them war score from winning battles, which is actually nasty for them. Ottomans will get close enough to 100 that they might just peace out. Could try and just cut off Gokturks as much as possible. And I think eventually Persia will accept some kind of this kind of peace, but maybe they just will go for something like this. Still a fair bit of dev. Oh, that's a really nice province with a really good trade. Good, a bit too much trade. That's still fine. The two Sicilies fleet is dying to Morocco. Might gain them a ship or two. Even for Morocco it might be difficult to invade. How many transports do they have? 0. Okay, it's impossible for Morocco to invade. Italy is gonna try, but AI will be able to walk through the strait as long as Italy is not occupying this province. So I'm not actually sure what the AI is going to do. They might just sit and do nothing, that wouldn't surprise me too much. But they can also just walk and stack rape the Italians. So let's see what happens. Okay, looks like two Sicilies are just gonna chill. They could just walk and kill them. But I guess not. And this will allow Italy to actually stack rape them. Because once they get the province that's secure, removing all of your fleet from this area might... Okay, now it's good. Now they control the strait. And now just ship a few more troops over here, and then you can stack wipe two Sicilies. Morocco is basically waiting for taking war score to increase to 100, but if Italy pieces out, then they won't need even that much. Italy won't be able to get much more from ticking. Only, what, 10 more. And I really don't think Minorca is worth that much. It is 20 dev, everything is 20 dev. Oh god. A lot admin in many places. Yeah, it's basically everything is devved in similar amounts. Not ideal, but I suppose deving admin is not the worst thing to do. Though what I would do is dev most provinces with just Diplo and manpower, and dev admin just in a few. So it's more expensive, but they get a few provinces to 30 or something. Or maybe just those provinces that are finished with the typical 9 production, 10 military dev, and then just dev those with admin to 30. Because you really don't care that much about admin dev, especially at this point of the game. Okay, now Italy will just walk in, kill the Sicilians, and continue sitting doing nothing, because I am not sure how satisfied we'll be able with what they are going to be able to take in the peace deal. Yeah, they won't be able to take Even if they would get enough war score, they wouldn't be able to take all the Mediterranean islands. They could maybe go for those two, because in that way they could just take those, and then like Sardinia and Corsica, and it's just whatever they can from Sicily, because in this way they deny Malaya from actually taking an island they would be able to defend. Okay, here comes Italy. They should be able to win this one easily, despite the -2 penalty. Yeah, the morale for Italy is not that high, but two Sicilies are even lower, 10 discipline less. And yeah, that's a stack wipe. And that's the last province of two Sicilies that wasn't occupied. Oh, France just peaced out for a single province, which might not have been a bad idea, because at least they're gonna have a short truce. So if there's something left, they will be able to invade and try to take it. And if they have a deal with Morocco, then it's fine as well. They're still allied. Prussia is invading Lotharingia. They do not have access to all of the provinces. Sweden is keeping a lot of troops in Scotland. Oh my god, that's a lot of troops. It's almost 300k, 270,000, with one or just one cannon stack. That's a bit of an overkill, I think. Yeah, that's their entire army. Liege is out. Göktürks and Ottomans there. Oh, actually Göktürks got access through Punjab. They won't be able to take those provinces, but at least they'll get a bit more war score. Eventually Ottomans should peace out, because they will be pretty close to 100%. Oh, they might capture the Persian army, which would be really nice for them, because they would have to gain 10 war score from battles, but at least it's something. Though if they occupy everything, then it's not gonna be enough. Probably even if they stack wipe them, it's just gonna be 8. Actually, that's pretty close, but not enough. Still, that's quite a bit. I think though Ottomans are just gonna peace out first, and then Göktürks can get the war score they need. Even if Ottomans cut them off from the remaining provinces, just percentage. Oh wait, there's Göktürks really want to win this. If they do, they will get ticking, which will allow them to get to 100%. Oh my god, it's where's the army? Oh my god, they lost this one. And that was 5. And they should win now, but it's gonna be too late. They might be able to stack wipe the Persians later. Oh, here comes the Twitch bot. Boom. Oh wait. Now it's banned. They should still get to 100% if they stack wipe them, I think. And Morocco pieced out, basically cut off France, I guess. So all of the Aragon land is going to be going to Morocco, and also cutting off Malaya in a weird way. Actually, unless Malaya really gets moving, then two Sicilians are just gonna kick them out. And I think France is now preparing to invade, if not Lotharingia, then if I guess it's gonna be Westphalia, because there's still truce for Oh no, another bot. Well, banned. Where's the banned button? Oh yeah, it's Jukes. Yeah, it's pretty slow currently. I was really hoping that GB is in a tough spot. Sweden invaded from that's Faroe? Orkney. They invaded from Orkney, and Britain didn't have the galley fleet in place, and they just walked in. Prussians also invaded on the French mainland. And from what I've heard, Caribbeans actually betrayed Great Britain. They're now allied to Australia and Malaya. And look, there's even a pretty huge Malayan fleet over here. So yeah, GB is in a bit of a tough spot. They still have lands in Africa. They still have a colony in South America. Wait, they actually lost Mexico as well. British Mexico is... Wait. Oh, wait. The British player moved to Mexico? Yeah, I think you can just do it without hot joining, right? You can just grant independence and play as. So I guess that's what he did, and I think he even moved his British fleet over there? Or did... Yeah, looks like so. Looks like he gave the British fleet to Mexico. Still, Mexico is... actually, now that they get all of the gold, if he actually devved all of this... yeah, like some are devved, but not all of them. If he devved all of them, he could be making a nice bit of cash from this. But still. Oh, I just crashed. Well, that's something that happens. Guess we're gonna go and try and hot join. That's rare to just crash like this. At least for me. For some people it happens more often. Oh, VJ is being flooded, that's why he's not getting in. Let's see if they actually let me hot join. Okay. Might be tough for me because sometimes I desync constantly after hot joining. Right now I think I crashed again. Yep. Okay. Maybe I misspelled the password or something? Or just did a bad copy of the ID? Just try again. Okay, now it's at least managing to contact the server. And yeah. Okay, I should be in pretty quick. Just gotta finish the hot join and I'll be back. At least as an observer I don't have to worry about clicking anything. It's kind of weird that you can still desync as an observer, but I suppose it makes kind of sense. Oh, and in the meantime we have Taiping invading Bengal. Let's see if Punjab actually does something about this. Bengal hasn't been played, I think, for 2 weeks, so it might not be even as it's just not built up to recruit too many troops. What's their force limit? 217, that's not too bad. And the VJAI is even going over force. Valley is lagging, so we're back to speed 1. Malay actually moved their troops a bit, so now they have their entire stack in a single province, but actually they don't have enough troops to even siege this fort. And there's 12k over here. Wait, did Italy went and no CB'd to Sicilies again? They really don't want to get Malayans any space in Mediterranean, I guess. Damn. Yeah, even if Malaya takes... though if Malaya took a province in the mainland and they got a deal with Morocco, that could get very annoying for Italy. Possibly. And yeah, France is invading Westphalia. They beat their army. Just need to do some occupations. Who's deaf in Westphalia? It's pretty good. It's some pretty good provinces. It makes me think how much France will ever be able to take in not much. And like 6 provinces, you can't put them over 100% extension. Which is annoying, not like a death sentence or anything, but annoying. Punjab is not doing anything about Taiping invading. And let's see what Taiping actually needs for Celestial Kingdom. Trade with GB. So yeah, they do actually need the Gansu provinces that Gokturks took. Gokturks also finished their war versus Persia, taking not that much land, to be honest. Mostly deserts as well. A few decent provinces, I guess a few decent spots for forts in this area. And Ottomans will just be able to take the rest. They almost are at 100% anyways. What was the Malayan plant with the 10k? I'm not oh yeah, now looks like Morocco gave military access to Sicilies, or someone gave access to someone, and because both sides of the war have the same access, that means two cities can now connect their armies, and now they're gonna go and wipe up Malayans. Oh my god. They have an more or less even leader, but there's twice as many Sicilian troops. I think Malaya is just gonna get stack wiped. Yeah, Malaya has more morale, but 10 less discipline, and they don't have any. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! There's suddenly a lot more Malayans in here. Where did they even come from? But they still lost. Oh, he recruited mercenaries, so they have 0 morale. And the AI is, I mean, they're getting over here. Malaya could just continue recruiting mercenaries in here, I suppose. This province should be getting returned to Sicilies by default, anyways. Oh yeah. And Malayans got wiped. Or did they? I'm not sure what happened, because I don't think they could have disbanded those troops. Italy could try and make a landing, but maybe they don't know where the Sicilian army is. Actually, there's a lot of Westphalia that's being behind the enemy lines of Ruthenia. What, Ruthenia still didn't annex Ansbach. They only recently started. It's gonna take 20 years. Oof. How much dev do they have? Oh, okay, they have a bunch of dev. 100. No, that's not that much. Moldavia is still a march, still sitting around, and Styria also has 100 dev and is not even loyal. Ruthenia is. I think for a while it was the strongest, maybe second behind Sweden, but right now it's probably even falling behind Prussia. Prussia still has a fairly low force limit. And though they do have higher income. Just slightly. Yeah, Taiping is just going for a full invasion of Bengal. Wonder what his actual plans, what to do with all of this is. Rosvi and Ethiopia are attacking Great Britain, now that's without a player. Just gonna be a cakewalk. They just will be able to take all of those provinces. Maybe in... yeah, not in one war, but pretty quickly. Actually, who's... oh, Morocco is actually cutting off the Africans from GB with his Fulo vassal. How is France doing when it comes to... oh wait, they also went for a show superiority casus belli, and they lost a few battles with some of them quite significant. They're not getting enough war score to get the war goal, which is gonna be pretty annoying for them. They really want to take 100%. And, well, actually, wait, Westphalia has access, so France could just walk into those other provinces and take them. Yeah, Ruthenia is actually granting France access. That's interesting. Because I would expect that Ruthenia sees Westphalia as mostly their territory to expand. But it looks like maybe not. Okay, that's interesting. Punjab is out of the war with Taiping, as you'd expect, honestly. Still more fighting versus AIs in North America. Is Malaya doing anything about... they're sending another 10k to the Sicilies. They don't have a war goal, so they're not gonna get ticking. Oh, actually, Italy managed to land quite substantial amount of troops in here. And Morocco is no longer giving access. That means that the Sicilian army is stuck in Aragon proper. They won't be able to support the siege in Valencia. Or I suppose repel the siege. So yeah, Italy will... I think they will just take those islands. Though I'm surprised that Morocco is giving help to Italy. Okay, France is kind of slowing down. Okay, just a bit of a slow micro, I suppose. Maybe looking somewhere else. There's still like almost 100k Westphalian troops. Westphalia was a strong nation. They actually are... Oh yeah, they lost maximum manpower because of the occupations, I think. And yeah, France is actually suffering quite a bit when it comes to manpower. Those are substantial battles, and especially when you fight without the leader into crossing without cannons, that's gonna increase your casualties pretty quickly. They should win this. Their leader overall is slightly superior, actually, not that much. And now they actually get ticking. So that's really good as well. And also at the same time it's Ruthenia and Prussia invading, so that's not that great for France, though I suppose they will get to 100% war score either way, and they'll get to pick whatever they want as their provinces, because they cannot even... I don't think it's possible for them to try and cut off the Eastern Alliance. Maybe they could just try and go for... let's see. Maybe something like this, and hope to get nobody declares on Lotharingia in the meantime. Yeah, France could declare on Lotharingia potentially, so they could try and make sure they get 2 more provinces or something like that. But I mean, maybe it's time for some alliances in Europe to switch around. That would be pretty nice to see. Because apparently Morocco is doing some friendly moves towards Italy. Unless it just happened that Morocco ended access. Sounds a bit fishy. Lucky for Easterners, the Westphalian army got pretty well beaten by France before they started the war, so now it's just finishing up some sieges. And there are way less forts in the eastern part of Westphalia. I'm not even sure why they kept the fort in Bohemia, because it was undefensible. Just losing them war score in the long run. And let's see if Morocco grants access back to Sicily or even to Italy. That it's gonna make it clear that they're helping each other at least a little bit. Maybe Morocco also doesn't want to get Malayan troops into... Yeah, and Malay actually peaced out with 2 Sicilies. Like nobody wants to get any great naval power in the area. Oh, and France did go for this kind of cutting off plan, and now they're invading Lotharingia. I suppose it is 100 death in just those 4 provinces, with additional 8 in Sundgau. And they also just took 120. Okay. Not the best. Actually, some decent possible fort promises. Like this one is pretty nice. Rivers on every side, it looks like. Not everywhere. I don't think there's a river to Maine, so maybe not that great. The Lotharingia, I think, is gonna be finally killed in this war. Hopefully France doesn't go too much into overextension, because yeah, even right now they're over 100. If they take something from Lotharingia immediately, they're gonna get even more. And there's just some very annoying events you get from that. So let's see. I was thinking that most of this land would also go to Ruthenia, because Ruthenia is really starved for more land and expansion. But since I think those are separate wars, maybe Prussia is going to be eating as much as it can as well. I suppose all of those lands should go to Prussia, since there's at least currently no way for Ruthenia to access them. I guess just one war, there's not that much they can take anyways. How much, for example, could Ruthenia take over here? Oh, here comes the age of absolutism. Yeah, they won't be able to fix this Bohemian border gore that has been on the map for God knows how long. Ever since that Austrian wars, I think. And Ottomans actually did go for cutting off the Gokturks, but that does mean that both Punjab and Ayyubids have perfect easy access to Persia. Even, I mean, this is not that too bad of a province. And Ayyubids will get the first opportunity to strike when looking at truce timers. Of course, you can always just break the truce, but that's a bit costly. And in not war for everyone. For example, there's no reason for Gokturks to go for it. And I think Punjab is at the... Oh, they could actually eat more, but maybe they don't have... Well, they could eat more, from what I can see. Ethiopia is actually fighting Great Britain in Sahel. Ooh, Ethiopian morale is kinda low. Just barely better than the British, at least. The famous Futa fort is taken over. Too bad they won't be able to just take all of it in one swoop, but I wonder what will they focus on. And I think you'd want to take more from this area first, because Morocco could also go for it. There's gold mine, ivory is a really good trade good. Some dyes. I'd go for the coast, but maybe they want to connect their lands as well. That's also a pretty big strategic importance, or I should say priority. Congo truce is up in 3 years, and maybe this land will go to Ethiopia actually. I mean, with the way Prussia and Ruthenia are going, they might have to wait all the way for ticking to get to 100% actually. Be a bit annoying. Yeah. Both sides, I think, have they have their war goals already. So it's just gonna be, once again, just sitting and waiting for a bit more. British Mexico is continuing to expand. There's a lot of English culture in the area. And a lot of American culture as well. Can Caribbeans actually try and form something? They could form Colombia, they could form Venezuela. There is oh, West Indies. Didn't even know that's a thing. United Central America, that might be Cuba and Haiti. Some of those might be from the mod. Or West Indies are vanilla. And apparently they even have their own ideas. Ah, I didn't know that. West Indies. EU4, let's see what they have. Dev cost, that's nice. Construction cost, production efficiency. And that's it. +1 colonies, +25 naval force limit. Yeah. That's pretty bad. Nice ideas for expansion of economy, but other than that, it's pretty bad. Yeah, they won't be able to form any of those. Isn't Mexico decent? Mexico EU4, let's see. Nah, it's not. I think it's better than West Indies, but it's not great. Just a lot of AI eating. Suppose we are missing a fair amount of players, or just Westphalia and Prussia dying. Great Britain dying this session as well. Yeah, but it's still then 10% from ideas. I mean, it's for sure nice to have, but it's not gonna totally remove the penalty anyways. And by the time, I think, as a colonial nation, you are able to really dev much. It's like you can afford level 5 advisors and so on. You probably have stuff like universities. When do we get universities, by the way? Stack 17. Yeah, so it's actually pretty soon. And yeah, to be fair, it's like the dev reduction gets better the more you have of it, but I mean, you always want dev cost reduction, so. And the problem with moving capital to Texas is, I mean, right now it's Mexico and Vermont that have those provinces, so it's Mexico could form Texas, but not the Caribbeans. Yeah, capital jumping. I like there's the you lose a bit more money, I think, because it's more expensive the more difference it is between the provinces. Or did you calculate that in? Yeah, of course you overall save money, yeah. But you have to be pretty huge to even start it. Because you get more dev reduction the bigger you are, right? Yeah, they don't have 500 dev yet. It says only -22 and not 50%. Yeah, I think it's 1k. That would actually line up more or less with what's showing me here. Vermont, like it's taking them a long time to kill those AIs. I think what would be good for stability and speed of the game is we removed most of the natives in North America and even in other places as well. Because I think that's so many tags that are not doing anything in the game. Now, I guess they're deving, which is nice for, yeah, 26, 34. Back in the day, you'd never see such good provinces in North America just sitting there waiting to be eaten. That's probably why it's taking the players so long to take those provinces, because they're just so expensive. Yeah, 1k. That's what I also liked in my Rustids campaign, because I capital hopped all over the place, and then I was also using the government, which actually Persia might still have that government power. Oh yeah, invite miners from abroad. Local development cost in your capital area -20%. That was really nice. And you get one dev randomly distributed. It costs 50 Diplo, but I think it's really nice. And yeah, I actually really like that government. -15% construction cost is also pretty nice. So you say they have a lot of troops. Oh yeah. Fox has 16k. And that's Vermont. I have no clue what the flags are in this area. Yeah, actually I'm not seeing any double-digit stacks, but I'm pretty sure they're just all allied to each other, and you actually have to kind of be careful not to get any coalitions. Yeah, maybe they're just waiting to be recruiting. Is Vermont? Yeah, Vermont is truce juggling. So he has a truce with majority of. Didn't Diplo map show truces? Is there a map mode that would show me truces with? I don't think there is. Which one would that be? Oh yeah. There's just a truce map mode. Oh, he doesn't have that many truces, to be honest. Yeah, I'm just surprised that they're not expanding more in Americas. He has a lot of not fully cored provinces. But he's finishing economic, so it makes obviously sense to finish economic first. It just seems kind of slow to me. And to be fair, Mexico wasn't played for like most of the game, so it's natural that he's not going to be expanding that much. But it seems like the Malayans are actually being a bit more aggressive. There's it's more colonizing in this area because it's not as many tags, but still. Wait, there's that's probably because of Morocco. Yeah, Morocco is the defender of faith, so it joined to not lose it. And those provinces are going to go to Ethiopia. And yeah, they connected their lands. Yeah, the majority of nations are over here, this area. And I really don't think that adds to the game that much, if anything. And it looks like it's Morocco who's gonna be taking these parts of Sahel. And Rosvi focused on taking the coasts of South Africa. Oh, so yeah, that's right. So they just keep living instead of being killed one by one. Yeah, I'm really thinking like maybe I should try to. That would be tough because you should probably experiment with it in MP to really see if there's or have like someone like Kimi with fairly slow PC to check if it would affect the gameplay, their speed if you removed like I don't know. There's at least a few dozen tags in this area, if not like 100 combined with Australia and Pacific. I mean, but it's both combined, right? It's Australia might be fine on its own, but it's not helping. It's still more tax. It's only 9 tax in all of Australia. Really? I mean, most of the cores are probably gone. But there's also New Zealand, there's also a lot in the Pacific. I don't even remember, but they probably added a few to South America as well. Just so many. And yeah, Mexico is continuing to expand. And it's actually pretty aggressive. Going for all the neighbors. Yeah, there's actually just Americans and Africans fighting. Everyone else is in peace. Tapping? Oh yeah, it's the border looks kind of similar, but it's back into towards India. I was thinking for a second that they didn't take anything, but no, they actually pushed quite a bit. Yeah, so they added almost 100 tags to a game that was not really running that well to begin with. The Westphalian Wars are also over. Oh, Prussia didn't actually take the Westphalian vassals, instead of focused more on the Westphalian proper lands, I guess. And Ruthenia mostly took. Did they? I think they gave like 2 provinces to only one to Ansbach. It's a bit of a weird selection of provinces to take. I guess they. Not sure would they want more border with either. I guess they're cutting off Italy from taking land from Westphalia. Yeah, I suppose. That's a bit of a benefit. It does work out more in the French favor. Now they have. Next time they fight Westphalia, they will be able to cut off. They just don't have to take those provinces anyway, because the only way someone else would take them is if France lost provinces. I mean, they might have a deal. They're not allied, but they might have a deal. Westphalia, like almost all of those provinces are 20 death or more. Yeah, almost 500%. We should be getting stuff like administrative efficiency. People should be getting absolutism, but it's going to be a while. France is not going to be getting much absolutism. Actually, let's just do a word round and see how much people have when it comes to absolutism. Italy is a republic, so that's not going to be happening. Ruthenia so far has the highest available, but that's not too much. Prussia is a republic as well. Sweden is okay, 60, and we only got absolutism recently, so that's not too bad. Yeah, 86 crown land as well. So Sweden is doing quite well when it comes to absolutism. Russia has as much absolutism as the Republic. Ottomans are also doing okay. They have the same percentage of crown land as Sweden. Ayubids, not much. Punjab is not that ahead. They have decent crown land, but not that much maximum absolutism yet. Kokturks are doing okay, but that's because they don't have estates as many as other people, so that's a bit easier for them. Taiping has 50% crown land. He actually has currently the most absolutism. Yeah, dev cost. Oh, you always want the power ones. He probably needs. He doesn't need that many governing capacity ones. Yeah, I think Rajputs like him enough. He probably would want to remove. Actually, yeah, those two probably. Not sure how much. I mean, Landfire Leader Fire is pretty nice, but he has a general with 6, so it doesn't need all of the governing capacity ones. Looks like currently Taiping is the leader when it comes to absolutism, but max absolutism is higher for Malaya actually. What? Oh, he has no. That's States General, not Parliament. Why doesn't he have Eastern Plutocracy? Huh? That removes. I guess enables Merchant Republic mechanics. That's what it means. Oh, changing the mod. Okay, okay. Yeah, Africa is being occupied. Wouldn't be surprised if there's actually a fair amount of troops in Great Britain now. It'd be pretty annoying to try to make a landing with just a few transports, and Morocco might still not have any transports because he actually doesn't need. No, wait, he does have a few islands. Italy in the end managed to take those provinces. I mean, it's actually pretty damn good provinces, except for the tax dev, but still, like, you wouldn't expect those islands to have 20 dev, especially since Ibiza from Ayubids. Yeah, that's what you get when you're ruled by it's not EPA, Flemish compared to Kimi. Makes sense. Australia is the one that's expanding in the Inca land, which is a bit surprising to me. Yeah, currently they cannot, because the issue is in the mission they have to all provinces in the Iberia region. Province owner is not Muslim religion group, and Ibiza belongs to Ayubids, who are Muslim. So I didn't realize this before this session, but this is quite an issue. Oh, so I mean, Ayubids are allied to Ottomans and Italy. Yeah, they could try and make a deal. I'm not even sure why it belongs to Ayubids in the first place. Unless it was planned to prevent formation of Spain. But I mean, it was like I think a few sessions ago that the Ayyubids got it, and at the time, Iberians were pretty firmly Iberia was pretty firmly split between Aragon and Castile, and they seem to be best buddies with each other. It's a bit unfortunate for France. They're gonna lose this province to Lotharingia, pretty much guaranteed, unless war happens between the two. Or like Switzerland AI goes and kills those rebels, which actually wouldn't surprise me. If somehow AI figured that they must take a shortcut. Let's see. And no. Yeah, black flagging could be one way. Yeah, you actually... It would be a bit tough without some cooperation, right? From... Oh, it's a fort. Okay, never mind. Yeah. Didn't notice that it's a fort, but yeah, actually it doesn't matter, you're right. I was really hoping that would be a war between the Eastern Alliance and the Ottoman Hagbox, but doesn't seem that there's anything brewing. And with so many players missing in Asia, there's nothing going to be happening in here. And also Great Britain died, so the whole issue of British Empire versus the Malayan Empire is gone as well. Kind of anticlimactic. Yeah, I suppose you could try that with Great Britain, because I was thinking that... no, Great Britain hates him. Yeah, but then he would have to walk around, right? Okay, so how would he do that then? Oh, you can transport them black flagged, okay. Really? I was thinking that moving onto the boats would remove black flag, but okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's dumb, man. Oh, so it also makes sense if it sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. Morocco is at war with Rosvi? Oh, it's Congo yet again. As usual. Business as usual. I wonder how much dev is left in Congo at this point. 300. It's gonna be a few wars, and it's just Rosvi eating it, so it's gonna take a while. At least it's gonna look a bit nicer after this one. Oh, but those are pretty good provinces. Yeah, all double digits. 42. I got backstabbed, okay. Naturally. Burundi is the former vassal. It's gonna be eaten a bit faster. Nice, 50 admin. Yes, Yakafol. Hopefully there's going to be something fun happening eventually. Tech 14. I guess all the AIs got stuck on the previous era of warfare. Oh damn, yeah, you were right about the natives packing some punch. I mean, before Mexico only has like 40k combined. Oh, that's a really good event. Basically free. Oh, there's actually a lot of corruption in Mexico, but that's really nice. Free Republican tradition and free removal of corruption. Or you can just take a stab hit. Why? Why? And it's mostly just this one native. Oh, Tarascan. They have. I think that's my favorite Mexico native. At least in single player. I'm not sure how good they are in MP. Don't remember the Aztec ideas. Where are some crucial truces running out? Actually, the truce between Ottoman Hackbox and Iberian Alliance is going to be running out in 2 years. So I suppose something might be happening over there, though. Though I don't think the situation of France is going to be improving. And yeah, there are no other player truces, I think. Hybrids will be able to go to war in 2 or 3 more years versus Persia. So like Hybrids finally get a nice place to expand. They've grabbed a lot of land in Sahel, but that's really not great. I guess yeah, it's a good place to get a lot of manus. Get at least a fair amount of money from that. But they're already getting scammed by the Ottomans. Oh yeah, they're missing a lot of buildings. A lot of very good manufactories. Oh damn. That could be a lot of money if they built all of them. I think Malaya is at war with Great Britain. Linga. Huh? Oh, this. Okay, I guess it's a fair reason to start a war. If AI just starts colonizing next to your home islands. Doesn't seem like there's going to be an actual attempt to invade Great Britain. So the AI is moving some troops with their what? Oh, they have a decent amount of transports. Never mind. I was thinking that they're just going to do all of the troop movements with 4K. Italy is recruiting a whole bunch more. I think they might be preparing. France is not even at full manpower. At least they have. Oh, Italy is going over force limit. And Morocco is far away from being at force limit. Yeah, almost 50k. Ottomans pretty much at force limit, but they're chilling in their homelands, so they're not preparing for any fight just yet. 57k stacks. That's odd. Yeah, Chinese army is chilling in China, so no drastic moves from those guys. Should be break, by the way. Right about now. I guess not. How is Finland doing, by the way? Okay, that's surprisingly decent income for I think the newest colonial nation. Maybe one of the Malayans is newer. But yeah, Alaska is getting a fat amount of subsidies. Yeah, both of them are getting a lot of subsidies. So actually the Norwegian and British colonies or former colonies are doing a bit better than them. But the force limit of all of them is kind of bad. Only Vermont has decent force limit, but he's like doing only slightly better when it comes to income. How does he have so much force limit? Did he build a lot of buildings? Not really. What? Yeah, he doesn't just have that many buildings. Where is he getting his force limit from? Maybe he's the only one with full quantity? Yeah, it looks like all of them have plutocratic. Yep. Yeah, so that makes sense. Most of the, of course, Vermont is also the biggest one, but also gets plus 50% from full quantity. Okay, it's break time. So I'm gonna go for a break and be right back. Hopefully, we're finally gonna get some wars after the break. Let's pray to God. Okay, be right back. Okay, we should be starting soon. Looks like we lost France at some point. Okay, that's unfortunate. The only hope of the only certain war that was coming is pretty much just gonna be death. Should probably remove the break thingy. Maybe more hot drinks? Don't see Alex leaving, so maybe he... Oh wait, that was Syrian. So maybe now Alex is coming back? With a hot drink? Oh yeah, exactly. Nice. So we are getting France. And I'm thinking we are gonna be getting a war pretty soon. Oh my god, that's gonna take a while yet again. No. It... Oh yeah. I suppose it means they're quitting from the next session. Though with how long it takes Alex to actually join, it might be next session by the time he's in. Yeah, I'm like Syrian, maybe you don't have some internal info, but why is Eastern Alliance just not doing anything against the Ottomans? Because it seems kinda weird to me. Like, what kind of deals? Laxness? So like they're lazy? Because France and Morocco are not threat to them. Morocco is strong on its own, fair, but it's more or less equal to Sweden one-on-one. And there's also, well, Prussia, Ruthenia, and I suppose Russia as well. Right now, Sweden has a lot of space to expand in Great Britain, and I suppose Prussia as well. But Russia has been cut off from anything for ages. Yeah, well, oh my god, yeah. I guess they can just sit and attack the easy targets. And I really think while the Ottomans and Italy were at war with France, or are at least, because there it happens pretty much every 15 years for half a decade right now, there's really not much they can do, especially if the Eastern Alliance goes for some kind of blitzkrieg, or just like even attacks in the east of Ottomans, Caucasus. Oh my god, how did I forget that? They would be able to get quite a lot of war score before the Turks even managed to move the troops from there. That's a long load. Or just maybe cut them, take some good position over here, cut them off from the eastern part, sit their army in here and do sieging with the rest of it. Almost there. I get Africans. They're just not that strong. Especially since Russia is just sitting and not doing anything. That's everyone else that has at least some space to expand. Yeah, I think they would win. Even just with Ottomans and Italy focused on them, and if they're fighting in France at the same time. Yeah, they just keep Russia as a, I don't know, PR manager of their group. And Russia is getting better. It's not the same Lithuania that once was. It can at least feel, their manpower is kind of low. Oh my god, their cash is actually way lower. They're probably moving their trade because their trade node kind of sucks. Not really, to be honest. How many buildings do they have? Yeah, there's a lot more you could do with Russia, actually. Okay, maybe disregard my previous comments. Like, Ottomans are fine not expanding because I think they're at their governing capacity anyways. Yeah, in Russia's case, I think it would be fair enough, just bankruptcy build. It's not like it's gonna lower the strength of the entire alliance that much. I mean, there are some pretty decent manufacturers they could get. I would also use some deving to get to 10 in a few places. Yeah, that's actually true. They have almost as much subs as they have their actual income. So it would be difficult for them to bankrupt. No, I think it would be worth it to bankrupt because you would get more money this way. Yeah, but there's no reason for them to pay off the debt. Like, bankruptcy building is fine, I think. It's just they would have to spend. They don't have to spend that money and avoid bankruptcy because it doesn't change much. I mean, it does put additional few years, but it, like, so what? And I don't think any of the allies, yeah, they don't have fat stacks of cash that could just hand over to Russia. I think just losing, they get free money with a bankruptcy. Not having to pay back the money, and you save on interest as well. And I'm pretty sure like Sweden is not fully built up as well. Okay, manufacturers is good, but yeah, they actually there's not that many buildings, but they certainly need more deving in a few areas. To be fair, it's all forest, so it's annoying. How is Ruthenia looking? I mean, stab is not really wasted because you don't really care about admin. Yeah, Ruthenia needs has actually some really good manufacturers they're missing. I think right now it's only 250. Livestock I think can get to even like free or almost free with some events. But you're not wasting admin because like you don't have like what are you going to spend admin on at this point? And like it doesn't really matter if you have inflation because I mean, right now he has 24. I have no clue why. It's because he doesn't have any gold. I guess he never paid it down from the way back when. But right now he just doesn't have anything to spend admin on. He hasn't been coring anything for a while. He has enough admin right now to pay it down. I'm not sure why he's... Maybe he's not aware that he has so much inflation. You can do it yourself. His income wouldn't change a bit, but it would reduce what he's paying for advisors and stuff. His balance would increase. When is the truce running out? In a year. Okay, with Italy becoming stronger every war, there's just not much hope the Iberian Alliance could hold on to. Sweden actually has not as much dev as I would expect, but Morocco has a whole bunch of dev in not really that good provinces. Yeah, this might have been devved even by Morocco, so... Yeah, that's not ideal land. Iberia is damn well devved. But it's not perfect terrain as well. There's a lot of pretty bad provinces. How is dev looking in Ottoman area? I mean, there's a lot of provinces that are not devved, but they have a lot of provinces, so it's easier for them. Oh, that's pretty good. Advisor cost reduction. It's worthless. Malay is still at war with GB. Now it's the Caribbeans that are at war with Incas. They might go from the north. British Mexico is still fighting that war versus those huge natives. It's been a while, it's been 5 years so far. But it looks like they finally broken their army. And I mean, they have a lot of war score from battles as well, so it should be pretty quick. They don't even have to get full occupations and stuff. Surprised they don't have full ticking. Guamares, where's the province? Yeah. Are they really just sitting and waiting for the war enthusiasm on Great Britain to fall down? It looks like that's what they're planning to do. Their navy is not moving anywhere. Yeah, Ferris actually jumped on Bengal, which at least Bengal now has some freed up governing capacity. Actually, no, he probably had enough even before Taiping took a chunk of basically Yunnan from him. Yeah, actually, Taiping took, I think, exactly the provinces he needed for Celestial. Yep. Oh yeah, they just need to core everything, I think. Ah, there's also, yeah, Australia is probably colonizing Taiwan for Taiping, and then he's gonna form Celestial. I think that's the plan. Oh, he built a few trading company thingies, right? Yeah, it looks like it's just this. Oh, here's like, is there a map mode? Oh yeah. Yeah, not that much. That's territorial core. Okay, just 4 states. It's just the Americans still fighting those natives. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe he really wanted like production efficiency bonus in their area? Trade steering? Don't know. I mean, Dev cost is pretty nice, but it's not like it's particularly... Yeah, he looks like he placed more or less 1 per trade node, so I'm not sure. Maybe he's only now switching some stuff. Wait. Oh yeah. So France is now allied to Taiping, which is soon to become Celestial Empire. And Ottoman troops are moving into the northern Italy. So I get the feeling that the Chinese might try to intervene. Oh, Morocco broke the alliance. Did he do it just now? Yep, he did it just now. Oh, yeah, that's actually correct. I mean, it's not that bad. Netherlands is a vassal, so it's just really long brush. Oh god. I was really hoping they would take those vassal provinces first before going into Westphalia, but unfortunately, no. Still, it's better than what's going on here. We have Westphalia, then Ruthenia, then Westphalia, then Ruthenia again, then Westphalia, then France, and then Westphalia. It's like 2 Big Macs stacked upon, or like 1.5 Big Mac. Don't even remember how much meat and buns are there in the Big Mac. Yeah, this thing has been here for like decades. But this thing is new, just happened. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how much action it's going to be, because it's gonna be Ottomans and Italy versus France, and Morocco just broke its alliance with France. And technically speaking, France is allied to Taiping. And Taiping is pretty damn strong, but it's a bit far. And also, I don't think Taiping, even with its full power, would be able to beat Ottomans and Italy. Like, France has the potential to become pretty strong, but currently it's not. Yeah, Taiping is still has those. I think they were nerfed. I think it had infantry fire before, or something like that, and so artillery fire +1 is a bit weaker. And here it goes. Okay. So what is the plan for Taiping? Why did he even ally France? Not exactly sure. Yeah, actually, Ottomans are being gentlemen and allowing France to gain their morale before they actually strike and destroy them. But on their own, France really cannot do anything. Yeah, he's going 100, 200 over force limit, and frankly, like, he might win 1 battle or 2, or maybe not even that. Yeah, he's gonna still have half the troops of his enemies. It's on paper it looks okay, but it's because it's counting Taiping. Salsiccia Yeti Spaghetti, hello! It's a bit of an underwhelming session overall, but I mean, eventually something's gonna happen with, yeah, right? Has to be. Right? Right? Yeah, there's a lot more mercenaries for France, and they need mercenaries because, like, they will run out of manpower after 1 or 2 battles. And ideally they would probably prefer to fight on mountain, but that mountain fortress, they cannot force their enemies to fight on that one. They can go around it. Though they would really not want to fight on Roussillon, because then the French could easily cut off their reinforcements. But they can go around north. They don't have to fight on the mountain. Where's the French cannon stack? Looks like they don't really have one yet, or maybe... Oh, here it is. So it is now threatening, and I think that's their only cannon stack. Yep. I mean, 400 infantry is respectable, but only Ottomans have that much, and there's also Italy. Yeah, I mean, it's not taking that much attrition with your in combat stack. You might be waiting for the siege to get positive. Yeah, that's I think what he was waiting for. Let's see also the quality. He has 565 morale. That's not that. Oh, actually, it looks like Ottomans got like the morale event or something, because now their morale is not that high. They have almost 130 discipline, and Italy almost have 7 morale. What? Army reform. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So it is a bit of a timing in favor of Italy as well. Yeah, France is now eating a whole bunch of attrition as well, but that's not gonna be for long. Like, Italy could, with no problem, just assault forts, but actually that would be wasting manpower for them, I think. British Mexico is offering an alliance, but that's not gonna mean much for this this war. They would have to do some how do you call them? Enforce pieces to actually make a difference in this war. I mean, well, Italy and Ottomans have a color that's close enough that you might consider them one country, and I mean they're playing as if they were one. So yeah, good thing he allied the Chinese. Bet you they're. I don't want to miss the end of this battle, because it's. I mean, I think the France will be able to carry this battle till they run out of reinforcements. But then what? Even Switzerland is making a push. I mean, they're not doing anything because they don't have enough troops, but they're helping. How is the 4-3? Similar leaders, a bit better for Ottomans, but they have a -1, so France has a tiny advantage, but that's not enough to help against twice their numbers. And we're talking like, if Ottomans wanted, they could probably send 1 million men. And yeah, that's gonna be it. Look how many reinforcements there are remaining for the Ottoman Hagbox. France is, I mean, France is not even losing that much money, all things considered, but that might be also because they've lost just half of the manpower. Their mercs will need to regain the troop counts. Typing is chilling. It's just light ships. I think it's their entire transport field chilling in Japan. Looks like. What? Oh, France probably took the Defender of Faith, yeah, and he's Protestant? And he doesn't have any aspects selected. That's a bit. I guess he might have been forced converted by the. Maybe in the brief period when AI was controlling France, it converted into Protestantism. I think something like that might have happened. And Mexico joined the war somehow. He's not doing anything as well, but he's in it. And Ethiopia, who's Ethiopia invading Great Britain, right? Yeah. What remains of them in the Sahel Africa. It's not gonna be really worth that much. Yes, that's a decent trade good. Yeah, it's like they're too lazy to even just send condos. They're just joining to watch the fight. And it looks like France is trying to pull some kind of reverse. I guess not. They're just gonna go. They just sent all of the troops to Heidelberg. I mean, they're not gonna invade Mexico. Who's a plebeian? Me? Am I a plebeian? What? Why? I mean, he... Oh, yeah, well, he is trying to do a Schlieffen plan. It's... It's something. If Ruthenia like invaded or something, but they're not gonna. Doesn't seem like Sweden has all of its armies in Scotland. And Alex is a mod, so I suppose he does feel a certain responsibility to join. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, there are both bolt forts in the Balkans, including the capital. No, it's not Mobolt. I thought there might be another fort in there. And the Ottoman fleet is... where is it? I mean, if he somehow manages to not see him sieging, he could possibly move his troops over. Yeah, I mean, as soon as the Ottoman Hackbook notices that the French troops are in Central Europe, they could just... I mean, they don't have to even try and go for assault. There's how many forts in France left? This one is almost done, so this one is not important. Like 5 that are relevant in a way. And France didn't take full loans, at least not yet, so they will run out of money. I mean, it's better going towards Hungary than trying to do a outflanking maneuver on the mountain forts, so... Yeah, what... I guess Typing like tried to do some threatening posturing with his alliance. And of course do nothing, but why did Mexico join the war? Oh, so here's the... Oh my god. He's gonna get attrition to death. So here's the plan. They're trying to get France to Asia Minor so they can occupy this area, and Mexico is going to try and block the strait. But yeah, Ottomans are already turning on the forts. There are no transports with Mexican fleet, so they're just gonna die to attrition before the French even get to the coast. They need to occupy a province somewhere. Yeah, there's... And the Ottomans are just going back. That actually this might not be enough, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's like... Okay, now they're sending about like 300k. And Italy is starting to do mass sieges. But the problem is the attrition. And even if... Let's pretend that somehow French troops managed to sneak over the strait and start occupying Asia Minor, the Ottomans can just walk around the Black Sea. They actually control Crimea. There's nothing stopping them from just doing that. France would have to occupy like the mountain forts, I guess, or something. Yeah, I think it doesn't really matter what France does. It's like a very long shot, I suppose. It might cause the entire Mexican Navy to die to attrition. They have 5 months. I think France... Wait, do they have... They cannot get to coast yet. They have to like assault this fort, and the Ottomans should be right here. Yeah, they are assaulting. They realized there have been some mistakes in the plan. And this island is Ayubis for some reason. Okay, they will get this fort. And Ottomans actually need to regroup a bit as well. I think they're better formed overall than France, at least. I think they're just going all in. They're gonna try and cross, but what does it matter? I guess they remove prosperity. Ottomans are just walking around, and looks like Mexican Navy is just gonna... Yeah, and because they have such low life, the Ottomans are just gonna show up with their navy, which is 70 galleys. It's not too bad, and remember, British Mexico doesn't have the British ideas anymore, so they're not that strong. They're just gonna die. Yeah, that's just what happened. Oh, they actually got access from Ayubids, which might... yeah, it's a disaster. It's... yeah, they actually lost all the 20 galleys from here. And it's gonna be a stack weapon on Constantinople. And it's an Ancon. It was a bold plan. And it added a lot of devastation to Ottomans. I think they're like... let's see their income. They might have... No, it didn't really go down. It actually increased since the last time I looked. It probably was much higher with all the prosperity, but... Money, please, says Vermont. I guess he's asking Malaya, because from people in his area... Oh, damn, Malaya is making more money from Ottomans. And by a fairly substantial amount. It might be that the removal of prosperity actually is what caused that swing. Punjab has 400, 400 for tapping. Sweden also 400. How is... yeah, trade. Sweden is making all their money from trade. They do have a lot now in the North Sea, which is where a lot of... I think... yeah, there's actually quite a bit of gold from the Americas going. And they're taking half of it into Lubeck. Still, that's only 60 gold, and they're making a lot of cash from trade. Oh, they're also collecting in Novgorod? Or they're just collecting everywhere? Yeah, China has a surprising amount of money, to be honest. Considering England is no longer played, so actually, why is that? Where is the trade coming from? Incoming. Lubeck, yeah, there's a lot being stolen. By, I guess, Prussia? Yeah, Prussia should be making a ton of cash now. Not really. They want to basically kill Great Britain. And what would help them actually a bit is if they diverted trade from the Netherlands or Holland. Oof. Yeah, they lost the mountain fort. And now Morocco has a border with Italy. Italy might be retaking the goal, doing the good old Caesar. Still a player war? Oh yeah, that's number round 2 versus Great Britain. And Italy is in it again, but I guess Italy forgot to unally Great Britain. Yeah, and because Ruthenia is not in this, there's not even a border. Wait. Oh, it's 2 separate wars? Yeah. Sweden and Prussia are going for 2 separate wars. Prussia shouldn't be too aggressive. I guess they should just secure the war goal and then sit, because they want to let Sweden to actually get to 100 war score. Ayyubids are going for Persia. They're finally getting that Iraq. In the first session, Mamluks were promised they would get all of the Iraq from QQ if they helped them fighting Timurids. And only now, after Persia actually left the game, they're getting it. It took a while. But it's a lot of death. Some really good provinces, like one of the best provinces in the entire Middle East, like comparable with the Nile Delta. But I think the Delta is less provinces overall than, at least less farmlands. Let me check. Grasslands are basically the same thing, so that's 6. No, Delta is still better. France is at it's still that Ethiopia war. It's gonna take a while for, and actually maybe not with the capital being occupied by Prussia. The war enthusiasm is gonna go way low, and I don't think there's that much that Ethiopia needs to take this. Maybe even without this one. It's still 46 war score. They will get there. It's just gonna take time. They should be able to take it all in one war. And depending on how much Great Britain loses in those two, then it might be even faster. Because the percentages wise, this is gonna become a bigger part of Great Britain. There's still Argentina as a colony of GB. I think it's the last thing. Oh no, they also have Totonac as their vassal. That's random. And Mexico actually managed to finish this war finally. It didn't take as much as I would think. Just 4 provinces. They are pretty good provinces, over 10 death. In New World, that's pretty good. Damn, the Malayan colonial nations really increased their possessions this session. Those provinces are huge, to be fair, and because they didn't have many AIs, they're pretty bad. But still. And Finland did pretty well. 2, I think. Like, they expanded quite quickly. They have really weird flag. Yeah, it's just sieging. Punjab is oh. Yeah, Punjab is actually going for Gokturks. And Taiping has abandoned them. Oh my, this is just no one really willing to fight. And Gokturks will try their best, but they have 200k, and Punjab have almost 550. I think at this point Punjab equality might be higher, even like despite the horse bonus. Discipline is similar, there's almost 1 point morale more for Punjab. He is fighting with low morale for some reason, so he's getting his ass kicked by some rebels. I mean, if he's trying to give Gokturks a chance, that's the best way to do it, fight with 0 morale. Yeah, I'm surprised Taiping just left the Gokturks. Why, man? This border girl, what? Why? This is actually pretty nice. Missionary strength and religious unity. Though there's not really that much conversion at this point. Yeah, I mean, first he allies France and does nothing, and then as soon as Gokturk got, I'm not sure if he broke the alliance before the war started. So 19, or did he lose like? I think he broke right before the war started, because you lose prestige, right? If I recall, you lose something if you decline the alliance offer. Like at least there's, yeah, and it must be prestige. It must be prestige because people wait a year before they peace out. If it was a dip prep, then most of the time they wouldn't care, except for like some specific vassal timings. That's pretty nice. Luckily for Gokturks, there's at least not that many forts for him, and Punjab sees only like half of his provinces, so he can make this war very annoying for Kradex if he really wanted to. The war goal is show superiority. No, that's not the. Yeah, never mind. The war goal is Nishapur, which I'm pretty sure is probably like somewhere around here. Yep, very easy to secure for Kradex. Could even go like all the way to Kashan to make it as difficult as possible. This fight, yeah, Gokturks need to fight on flatland to even have a chance of doing anything. And Punjabi forces are really split up right now. Like, what the hell are they even doing? Yeah, that's like one thing. Fighting in this area is gonna be very annoying, and it's gonna be more annoying for Kradex because he doesn't have vision. Like, he doesn't even have vision of provinces at all in the north and like overall in Europe. And it's very annoying to fight without the Terra Incognita removed. And because there's no forts, there's gonna be a lot of running around. He could just like he's almost at the point he could just sit out for the war goal, but it's still out of time. Yeah, like that's I think I also noticed Kradex plays in India a lot. But he also likes to play in an area that's underpopulated, like to just fill, as they say. And India is usually underpopulated, like most of the times. So that's where he ends up being, which usually ends up pretty nicely for him. I guess at this point he also knows all the annoying Indian specific things pretty well, so it's just easy for him. Wonder how they're gonna split the GB. Like, it would make sense for all of England to go to Prussia because he's focusing the English Channel. Though it would also make sense if they would just combine the trade, because at this point they're kind of making it go everywhere. Sweden is collecting in this entire northern area, and Prussia is moving the trade to English Channel. What is Ruthenia doing with their trade? They're making a decent amount. Yeah, Ruthenia is stealing trade from Russia. They're mostly generating the trade themselves in Krakow, but they're not really moving it anywhere. Except for what everyone else moves towards Baltic Sea, which ends up in the hands of Sweden. Okay. We didn't have any battle yet, so I'm not sure why morale is lowered on those troops. It's kind of weird. They are not mercs. There's a banner regiment. A single one. Gokturk's vassal is about to kill itself out of the game. Oh my god, yeah, the AI only has colonies and it's bankrupt, so it's losing a lot of population. Actually, what is it? I wonder what's gonna happen. Like this is technically speaking their capital. They actually need to pay attention. Like, will they just kind of stay? Okay, battle actually started, and wait, no, it's over. Gokturk got wrecked. They didn't reinforce on time, and they have 25k in the north. Yeah, actually, a lot of the troops didn't make it on time. It was scorched earth, but it only counts for Punjab, so yeah. Punjab is like finding out his troops. He didn't have even that many in there. Gokturks probably should have taken this if they reinforced properly. But even then, those stacks might be on time to actually reinforce eventually. Okay, so how much is lost per month? Gonna keep this one open. And now Kradiax is exploring slowly, I guess, to the north.
Hello there.
Hello! Okay, they're losing 10 settlers, or like 9 per month, so it should be gone pretty soon, that AI.
Ooh, big war. Who's fighting who?
It's Gokturks versus Punjab, and Taiping betrayed Gokturks, left them to die, basically.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. And I'm not even sure why.
Gokturk is losing.
I mean, like, with Taiping, they would probably be in a good position. It would be hard to push into the modern forts in India because, like, God, there's a lot of modern forts. Like, what is Taiping even doing? Like, he's going to be forming the Celestial Empire, I'm pretty sure. He's only waiting for Australia to focus colonizing the rest of Taiwan.
And how did my sub do?
Okay, he finally got Iraq, which you couldn't do for forever.
Well, the Persia player rage quitted, like, okay. So.
Yeah, and he's making a decent amount of money. He's doing okay.
Yeah.
Ottomans just raised maintenance. Are they going to... Looks like they're going to be fighting someone. Oh, France no CP? Italy?
Okay.
Yeah, looks like a bit of... Yeah.
Are Ubits in a war?
They're... Yeah, because they're allied to Italy as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot that one. My Tunisian raiders.
Yeah. I guess Alex doesn't really want to play anymore. Though it would take a few more wars to take out France at this point. And the second set of wars for Great Britain is over. There's still a lot of trade centers under GB, so it's gonna be a lot of trade just being wasted on an AI. Gokturk's actually doing pretty okay-ish in another battle, but there's 60k more reinforcing. There's just so many more Punjabi troops all over the area. And now, wait, Russia is allied with Punjab. And they actually were they in the war from the start? I don't think so, because it looks like they are making the push only now. And I mean, they might have been allied before, I didn't really check it. But it looks like they're joining. Like it would make sort of sense if Russia allied Punjab to invade Gokturks, but only if Taiping stayed in the war. Right now it's like, I don't think Russia would be win versus Gokturks alone, but Punjab is just going to steamroll them. As proven, like I think they're not out of manpower quite yet, but pretty close. Pretty damn close. They're trying to gather some forces in the west, but I mean 20k is not enough even for Russia. Oh! So what happened is once the colony died, it became a full province. Makes sense, I guess. Yeah, actually it should have become a core once it became the capital, but it didn't for some reason, only once it died. It's really weird. France is getting occupied by Italy, and there's Morocco is not doing anything. Oh, he just peaced out, I guess. France is not doing anything either. Yeah, Gokturks are RIP. He's going to try another battle. He really should consolidate. I think he actually did, but without doesn't have a full cannon backer as well. He is fighting on plains with a decent leader, but yeah, Punjab is even trying to cut off reinforcements, but not anymore, I guess. Yeah, there's just really no reason to. Maybe if he wanted to go for some stack wipes. And cannons are coming in. Oh, that's just 1k cannons. The last forces in the west are almost getting wiped. And they should be able to withdraw because there's no forts, but oh, those cannons didn't make it. And some of those troops are not withdrawing far at all. Oof. This is gonna be 60k wiped in Altay. 70. At least the manpower shortages got smaller for Gokturks. Their army is down to 67k. So, like, this actual army is 50. Wait, no? What? Ah, they have some troops in the Far East. So yeah, this war is pretty much done. This war is done. 2 Sicilies are gonna be done. Actually not. Those provinces are actually too valuable. I don't think there was really a need to pull. Oh wait, it's the Gokturks who unconditional. Still, like, not sure why I repost. wonder if... Is Punjab actually going to be taking land, or was it all for Russia? Gascony got released from France. So that's one war over. Ethiopia is still at war with Bhutan. For a second I was thinking it's the Malayan color over here, but now they're still waiting for GB to surrender. Which, I mean, they should be pretty close. What? Alex left. Fair enough. I wonder why it's hot to join AU. For whom? Who's gonna be hot joining? Is Fel actually building naval batteries? And Nisgendo. Oh, it's Flemish, right? Yeah. I didn't notice his sub living, and it doesn't show up on the. That's weird. I was supposed to check if he's building. He's not building naval batteries yet. Which, I mean, to be fair, Bengal would need like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a few more once he. I guess he could build them in his vassal lands already. So like 10. Which is 5k ducats, but. Okay, so. It's. What? It's 3 provinces? Huh. It's been a pretty big war. I guess Gokturks didn't really take loans. Okay. Let's see how long the truce is. Yeah, I guess he mostly took money that he just spent. But he didn't take war operations. And I mean, from Gokturks, Gokturks might be the... No, Russia... Oh, I guess it wasn't cores. No, wait, it's all Russian cores. Though it does appear that the border changed. Did they keep the cores for so long? Yeah, it looks like they gained this. And this. Yeah, it looks like all of this was gained by Russia. Which is, yeah, that's actually pretty substantial. So good news for Russia, they managed to expand this session for the first time in quite a while, I feel. Malayan Empire expanding ever more, like they're looking huge on the map, too bad they're not as strong. Yeah, they're getting all of their money from subsidies. Especially the new Mzab Republic. Even Finland is making more than them. And Caribbeans are actually starting to get some decent money. And yep, there's no more British anywhere in America. In Africa, sorry. Looks like that's the case. Though, like, the British are also leaving British islands pretty quickly. We also have Cornwall for some reason. I guess they had war score to spare to take just one more province. And it kind of looks like they're gonna be splitting the island along the trade region borders. And the AI tries to... And they're gonna continue trying to colonize. At least they're not bankrupt anymore, so that's nice for them. Getting some fat subsidies from Gokturks. Yeah, those guys might... Yeah, they... Though I don't know, because AI has some weird tendencies when it comes to trade nodes. Might be difficult to get them to colonize in Siberia trade node. So if they have nowhere else, they might go for like Aleutians. Sometimes getting AI to colonize where you want them to is very annoying. And I think especially in this area, I once was playing as Japan, had Korea vassal as colonizer, and he would go everywhere except for Siberia, which is exactly where I wanted him to go. Congo is getting a pretender. Oyo is allied to Rosvi? What? I guess he's allied to Rosvi. Yeah, people are still fighting the AIs in North America. Wait, I guess no one has invaded the Chukchi yet. They even started to colonize for themselves. Where did they have the... How did they start colonizing? Maybe some kind of event, or they took the colony from someone? I'm not exactly sure. I guess Australia counts as new world, so they don't get colonial nation. Which is weird, but that's how the game works. And Incas are almost all finished. It's gonna be a lot of gold coming to Australian coffers. Not quite, because it's all undevved except for one or two. And there's probably some... Actually, he might have some in his mainland as well. And they're... Not all of them are divisible by 2. Oh, this is a really lucky one. managed to find one in a colony. And there's some deving to be done. Autonomy is pretty low. They're just still going like... I guess they added a fair amount of provinces in the latest DLC or something, because it's taking a long time for Vermont to expand in this area. I think they added a lot of provinces. It's almost a European-like density on the east coast. Yeah, Florida is 2 states now. So I guess it just takes so long to get those lands, but that also means there's a lot more dev, especially since all of that AI deving happening. If there are any empty provinces with high dev. It looks like it's just gonna be chilling till the end. Bengal is finally finishing the last AIs left in Indochina. Actually, no, there's gonna be a few more left. And wow, that's 12 left. And T. Typing should be able to form Celestial Empire at this point. Did he not finish scoring? Oh, just about to finish in the 2x in game time. And then he'll be able to form Celestial Empire, and then I'll wonder what he'll do with it, because well, Bengal is no threat. Gokturks have already lost war versus a similar power. Okay, now, yeah, he should be able to form Celestial Empire if he only wants to. He's going for offensive first. He's actually going administrative as his second non-mill group, which it's decent choice. That means he will have some open slots for policies, but he's gonna still solve it with offensive ideas. Yeah, Prussia is going for France, and Italy is like the defender of faith or something. Yep. Just more AI fighting and nothing really happening. Oh, we have Texas. Texas and Mexico. With some really nice ideas. Plus 15 morale as a finisher. Land damage, goods produced. Movement speed, which is fairly rare. And I mean, it can be very strong in certain situations. But I think also can be not that much. Death cost, pretty nice. Just a solid set of ideas, and all like almost identical color with Caribbeans. I think it's just the tiniest bit darker for Texas, but it's really damn close. It's gonna be difficult to tell them apart. Typing is still not pressing the button. Though he could. It's not sure what he's waiting for. It would be nice to at least get to check out those ideas, because I don't remember what they were. Oh, there's a Rosvi 1k stack of opium sellers in southern China. I was thinking he might be exploring, but no. He's going to the famous Chinese capital of Gyeongju in basically Busan, right? Modern Busan in Korea. And now Sweden is starting war versus France. No, wait, it's... Oh, Prussia actually... Whoa. Italy is helping France. Oh god. Prussia was mildly confused, I'm pretty sure. But now Daddy Sweden is gonna come in and he's actually recruiting troops. He's going over force limit. I mean, it's just Italy. Ruthenia is actually coming in from their lands. Yeah, so it's most of the power of the Eastern Alliance going after basically just Italy, with some token help from AI France. And I might reinforce. Oh, well, there's that's gonna be it when it comes to reinforcing, because I guess they're still recruiting troops. Yeah, but they will have 80k. That's irrelevant. And they're trying to fight. Sweden has 7 morale. And how much discipline? Oh, Italy has 133. Pretty nice. Someone's hot joining. Veli. What was Veli playing? I think he was playing for a while as the one of the colonial nations. Is he going to join on France? No, Veli joined on. I guess he dropped from Finland. I mean, I don't think he's like doing this because he's bored. I'm pretty sure. It's not like he's actually like trying to commit, because he would actually have to go all in to even attempt to fight versus all of them, and I still think he would lose. I guess he's just trying to annoy them a little bit or something. He might win this battle. No, I don't think so. I think it's gonna be... there is 30k of French troops coming, and they should be of decent quality. At least not of AI kind. There's... yeah, that's infantry. I thought it was cannons for a second. Yeah, I think Italy's gonna lose this one. With additional 100k from the Eastern Alliance. It's gonna be bloody, that discipline. And also, it's somehow offensive battle against Italy, which I'm not sure how happened. Sweden has a pretty nice general with a 5-5. Oh, it's a fort, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. France actually tried to help the best with their entire AI heart, but that's not gonna change much. And now, I guess this might give the Eastern Alliance opportunity to cut off Italy from Ottomans. But if they're not gonna go to war with Ottomans ever, it's not gonna change much. Unless Ottomans enforce peace. Let's see what their diplomats are doing. They're not making France like them, and it take a long time to make France like them. At this point, it's pretty much impossible. Yep. So, I'm not sure if the... I mean, frankly, Ottomans could just declare a separate war and they would be completely fine. I mean, versus the entire alliance. It would be a war. Italy might be trying to go... Oh, okay, they're trying to go for the next Miltech. They're trying to prove they can do something about Big Daddy Ottomans, who are almost making 600 ducats per month. Less than Malaya still. So Malaya looks like to be firmly establishing themselves as a leading power money-wise. Italians might be losing their mountain forts, which is very not nice. And they didn't go for the Miltech, at least not yet. And they're deving actually. And they might be trying to contest the siege, but it's pretty good chances it might fall. And it did. And they still have this mountain. They could just sit on it, and then if Sweden wanted to get on the next fort, they would have to attack into the mountains. At the same time, Prussia is actually focusing on occupying France, which will kick out Italy from the war eventually because the AI is a war leader. So there's not much Italy can do to force the war to continue. Yeah, I mean, Sweden and Ruthenia are perfectly okay just sitting in here while they also occupy the entire France. And now, oh my, Italy is going into the mountain fort. Nah, that's just not gonna work. 6-5 for Sweden, so much better leader as well. That's just gonna be a loss. Even if you don't consider that the Eastern Alliance has a massive numbers advantage in this area. I mean, they might just not reinforce, but even then they can just... Yeah, they made it, so it's basically over. I mean, they almost didn't reinforce on time, but they could just continue attacking and they would be able to force Italy from the fort. And all of those battles don't matter either way because it looks like they're actually might be going to 100% Italy before they destroy France. I mean, they could do that. But Ottomans are raising maintenance. And I have a feeling it might not be for rebels. And do we have any other wars? There's Australia doing something in South America, but other than that, that's the only war that's going on. Yeah, people just love attacking in the mountains this campaign. Doesn't seem to be working, but still. They're kind of... not really, it's just one fort. Okay, I thought that Sweden was also sieging a fort. It would be splitting their troops a little bit, but that's fine. Okay, Ottomans have full maintenance. They're not moving their troops. They're gonna go for Persia, I guess. Persia round 2 for Ottomans. I guess they're fine with letting Italy eat a bit of lead from the Eastern Alliance. Yeah, that's Persia. Does Persia even have an army? Yeah, they have like 20k. It's gonna get vaporized. Okay, I mean, the thing is, Italy is not committing at all. Of course, I don't expect in the Eastern Alliance at least is over force limit. So it's actually the Eastern Alliance is committing the war more than Italy is. And Italy currently has what? 200k. Yeah, the numbers are not looking good. With a wars leader by quite a bit. Yeah, 2 in each phase, that's huge. So it's actually the battle is beneficial for Sweden dice-wise. This fort is tough, damn. 78%. Finally it falls down. France is unable to decide what they actually want to do with their army. There's 100k more Italians, but just in this area 250k of Ruthenians and Swedes. Also there's god, like 300k in France taking occupations. This French stack might have been really useful, but I guess, yeah, if Ruthenians shouldn't be able, depends on how they... Yeah, Ruthenians, yeah, won't be able to reinforce on time. But that's still... Oh no, they can. Some of those troops at least can. The Eastern Alliance is pushing really aggressively and Italians are unable to punish it anyways, which, I mean, it's not because Italians are too bad, though attacking into the modern fort might have been a bit too ambitious. But it's also just the numbers game. And France is almost fully occupied. And to be honest, once the Eastern Alliance gets to like Modena, then Italy is pretty much done as well, because they lose all of their highly deft north with high province density as well, and they basically cut off from the French lands, so all of that is getting occupied as well. And south is not as well developed, though it does have some really nice provinces. But yeah, Calabria is just pretty bad. Though southern France, this is the worst part of France, except for the eastern one. And fort in Brescia. It's fallen, Treviso is about to fall. Not yet, apparently. They could try to fight the Prussian attack on the mounted fort if they make it on time. There's much less troops in that area. But I think they should be able to hold on for long enough for reinforcements to come. And actually they managed to attack a stack of Italians on farmlands with just a crossing. I'm not sure if this was supposed to happen. Italy doesn't have a full cannon back row, they reinforced, the army didn't manage to reinforce. Yeah, that's a defeat. It might, oh, barely not a stack wave, I think. They're going to be running out of the manpower pretty soon. Damn, Prussia has almost 500,000 manpower. Oh damn, Ruthenia as well. Sweden has, out of the big three in the Eastern Alliance, have the least manpower. Mordok is fighting Great Britain. Oh, for Argentina. Makes sense. It's a nice chunk of land that's not controlled by Malaya yet. And it will be, apparently. I mean, at this point, Eastern Alliance is 100% in the position to do a full war, force a peace on Italy, and then take full peace from France. Because right now, even if Italy committed as much as they can, they're in a horrible position. They're in a position that they will be able to be stop-kitted out of the war anyways at any moment the Eastern Alliance wants. And they're also in an excellent position to continue pushing. Because it's just one fort, one by one. There are some mountains, true, but they might not be able to get on the islands. How? No, the Swedish fleet. 59 galleys. No, they absolutely would be able to get on the islands. So it could end up in being a total disaster for Italy. And at the same time as they're pushing in Italy proper, they have a lot of troops sieging stuff in the west. They're gonna lose their capital after 2 more forts. And Italy still has is still being able to go to the kind of go to the western part, because Eastern Alliance does have access to this fort, but they do not control it. But once this one falls, actually, because this province borders 3 forts, Italy might still have access. They lost access to France with the fall of these forts. But because at this point of the game, fighting requires some area to actually place your reinforcements and stuff, it's not really feasible for Italy to try and fight somewhere around here, despite having a lot of pretty decent forts. And walls are breached. And they would really use some siege general. Oh yeah, now the Swedes are moving in. And they reinforce right as Italy is trying to attack. I think they have almost fully recovered their armies, but almost have 300k. That's just Sweden, but there's also Ruthenia and Prussia, which means they basically have doubled the numbers. France is very close to getting fully occupied. They probably should avoid that if they want to beat Italy more. And Italy didn't even manage to reinforce fully. It's gonna be another 64k troops lost for no gain. They could take the next Miltech, potentially. Which, to be fair, the Eastern Alliance would be unable for quite a while. No, I really don't think it would change much. I mean, it's huge next infantry, additional military tactics, but it's just too many troops for their enemies. And they have no control over when the war ends. Texas just peaced out, I think. Which I'm surprised he was even in this war for so long. Yeah, not sure what exactly the plan was with this one. If Italy attacked with Ottomans, I think it would be pretty interesting, but as is, they did take the next Miltech. At this point of the game, the next unit is, I mean, it's an upgrade, but it's not as grand as in the beginning of the game when you get like 50% more pips overall. And now Italy needs to wait for the morale to recover. We'll be also ending the session in just a bit, so I mean, I expect that the war is gonna end right at the beginning of next session. They're gonna figure out something between each other, unless the Eastern Alliance finally decides to go aggro on the Ottoman Hackbox, which I suppose is a possibility, if not really likely. What they could do, potentially, is remove alliance between Ottomans and Italy, and then either double down on Italy or go for the Ottomans. And it is a possibility. If they wanted to go full aggro, they will never get a better opportunity than right now when they control half of Italy already. Italians should be... I guess they're just waiting until the siege gets into positives. Oh no, they're actually going. Let's see how they fare with the tech advantage, I wonder. It's gonna be interesting. 19... Still 18, still 18... Still 18... Yeah, the military tactics advantage now is huge. They're gonna be losing far less troops. Especially with rolls like these. Okay, still pretty good. Okay, ideally you want an advantage on higher rolls than on lower, because when the rolls are low and you get like 3 to 0, it's worse than if you got 6 to 9, for example. The Italians are... their reinforcements are in bit in the back. There's a lot of Swedes in this area. They will kill a lot of the Easterners, but Italians just cannot win this. At the same time, they have 3 of their forts sieged, and with 2 cannon stacks. And there's just 1 reinforcement stack left for Italians. And... oh, what? Oh, Italians, Swedes are actually able to just walk around. This fort is not blocking the access. Bob is pausing, so I guess it's the end. GG. This session was kind of anticlimactic. Nothing big really was happening, just people eating AIs, and the only player wars were with France and Morocco, who were just dying to Ottomans, and the Gokturks got massacred by Punjab. And other than that, people just eating AIs, so that wasn't really interesting. And this final war is, I guess, kind of interesting in that it's weird. But the Italians are getting stumped. And like this is the they're running out of manpower, and they will be able to get to full once more, but they're actually not even at their force limit. They have, no, they have professionalism, never mind. They will be able to continue fighting for a while. Russia has full professionalism, just as Ottomans do. Ayyubids have quite a bit of professionalism. Taiping still didn't form the Celestial Empire despite the fact that he could. And Malaya is pretty much taking over the colonial game. I guess, I mean, Texas, Vermont, and now Caribbeans are pretty much on the side of Malaya, and it looks like Australia might be preparing something against Texas. So Texas and Vermont might be in some trouble. Might be mostly Texas, to be honest. Yeah, looking at the map, it looks like Texas might be in a bit of a pickle next session. I don't think Vermont is gonna be trying to help him. At least not won't be trying too hard for it to be impossible for Malayans to manage to convince him. Though, I mean, Vermont also has Vinland. And I assume that Vermont might have the highest quality in the area because he has both quality and quantity. Everyone else is starting to get there, but they only now starting. So I guess it's gonna be interesting, one way or the other. I think I'm gonna be present next session. I'm gonna be missing the Wednesday Unbanner campaign, unfortunately. At least for this week. That's sad, but happens sometimes. But yeah, GG. Yeah, I would really like to give you money, Jax. If someone subs me, I will tell them to give you money, but I'm not sure if there's gonna be someone willing. Unless you want to do it. Okay. GG.
Guilty.